This morning, Tim Howard's World Cup performance is still inspiring many Americans, even though the U.S. was eliminated. As we showed you yesterday, someone changed a Wikipedia page, making Howard the Secretary of Defense. Well, the real Defense Secretary, Chuck Hagel, called Howard Wednesday to congratulate him. Hagel invited the U.S. team to visit the Pentagon and said that with some training, the star goalkeeper could take his job someday. Jim Axelrod looks at how far the Howard hype can take U.S. soccer. Jim, good morning.
Well, good morning, Anthony. We have certainly heard it before after Team USA's World Cup runs in 2002 or 2010, for instance. This is the game changer that will sustain national interest in soccer. The latest version is Tim Howard's terrific performance on Tuesday.
It was the kind of performance that marketers dream about. Tim Howard's 16-save gem in Team USA's final defeat.
Fantastic performance by Tim. He kept us in the game, and he made it possible that we could have won this game.
His on-field heroism is now celebrated in dozens of internet memes. Things Tim Howard could save.
If you stick at something long enough and you're consistent enough, eventually you become the face, whether you like it or not.
There are going to be companies that try to get Tim Howard as part of a campaign, whether it's sunblock or a security system, anything to do with blocks.
Since high school, Howard has displayed a charismatic, born leader personality. Mike Petke, the head coach of Major League Soccer's New York Red Bulls, has known Howard since he was a kid.
Because of his personality, because of his ability, because of the fact that he has many, many more years to play, I think that his name for sure is just starting to take off.
We'll see him on Letterman or Jimmy Kimmel or one of the late night shows. I'm sure his agent is fielding a lot of calls right now.
But according to Kurt Bodenhausen, a senior editor at Forbes magazine who writes about sports, the reality is, unless you're swinging a bat or wearing shoulder pads, there's a limit to Howard's newfound appeal.
We hear this every 4 years, where suddenly soccer's about to take off, and the U.S. is suddenly become soccer crazy.
21 million Americans watched Howard's performance Tuesday. That ought to be good for something.
If we turned on next Super Bowl, might there be Tim Howard in a commercial?
He has that potential. Tim Howard's not going to disappear.
He's attractive. There's a compelling story here.
He's well-spoken, his backstory with having Tourette's. He provides a very good candidate to be an attractive, compelling figure.
But Howard just re-signed to play 4 more years in the English Premier League. He won't have that kind of American audience again.
They're not going to see him on TV. He doesn't have another chance to show people what he can do.
Factor in one other point about Howard as the next transformational figure in American soccer. He's 35 years old. Who knows if he'll even make the team next time? Remember the breakout star of the last U.S. men's team, Landon Donovan? He didn't even make this one.
Wah, wah, wah. Jim, if I knew where you live, Jim Axelrod, I might come and egg your house. I just feel that it's different this time. No?
Gail is going to make certain we keep Tim Howard's name in the conversation.
I am
he will be on CBS this morning.
Just soccer in the conversation. I got so caught up in it. But people say, yeah, Gail, that's what everybody does. It felt different. Did it feel different?
More matches this weekend, more games this weekend.
It was pretty extraordinary. I mean, I've never seen the U.S. react quite this way.